Hi guys, I hope that you're doing well, and if you're not doing well, please do something about it because doing always makes you feel better as compared to just being stuck in a limbo state. So, this video is super special because I'm exactly going to share with you how I monetized my faceless YouTube channel in 21 videos, and so can you, because growing on YouTube is not some rocket science. You just need to understand a little bit about the YouTube algorithm and a few principles that will allow you to grow on YouTube as soon as possible. Now, before you guys judge me as in, hey, who is this random guy who's trying to give me advice on YouTube? Let me just quickly qualify myself. So, here's my silver play button. Here's a letter of appreciation from YouTube. Here's my faceless YouTube channel that I was able to monetize in just 21 videos. And I was also able to grow to 100k subscribers in just 45 videos. In the background, I'm sorry, I just ate some snacks, so please bear me for that. You can just see my silver play button in the background, and here are the brands and the creators that I've worked with. Beer Biceps, who's currently at 10 million subscribers, Raj Shamani, who is at 10 million, Seekin, who is currently at 4 million. Here are the mainstream popular Indian brands like Patanjali, Ultratech, Godrej, Zivame, Delivery, Pocket FM, and many others. And I'm sure that you recognize these guys. If you don't, you can just go on YouTube or go on social media, or even a simple Google would allow you to understand who these guys are, right? And in terms of faceless YouTube channel, I have worked with a lot of faceless YouTube channels, but here are my top tier YouTube channels that I wanted to show you all guys that here's Seekin, here's Yebook, here's Rewires, and here's Lifekyan. In total, they have 15 million subscribers, and I have managed their team and also helped them scale their YouTube channel and double down on their revenue, right? Yeah, so now that I've qualified myself, I am here to create this video to give you guys an exact blueprint, meaning a step-by-step guide, so that you can use this knowledge and scale your own faceless YouTube channel. Or even if you have no idea how YouTube works, or if you are thinking of starting a YouTube channel, or if you are a working professional and want to build something while having your full-time job, I am going to give you an exact YouTube strategy as to how you can do that. Because I've seen that a lot of so-called YouTube automation gurus have been creating content that doesn't add a lot of value, but they are just more or less interested in selling you trash courses that don't add a lot of value to other people's life. They are just running behind money, which is why they are not able to create an exceptional product. Because if their intention was to serve people, I think they would have gotten a lot of testimonies, and they would also understand how YouTube algorithm works. Because I feel that most YouTube gurus run this hoax thing where they make sure that other people feel that, hey, this guy is an authority, and I should probably buy his course, because these guys try to flex how much they've earned, and people are easily incentivized to buy courses when they see that, hey, these guys are earning so much money. And a guy who tries to flex his money and tries to sell you some course, I don't feel he's the right guy, right? So as Mahatma Gandhi said that, be the change that you aspire to see, right? So I was never supposed to create these videos or add a lot of value to other people's life, but I got super inspired because the current business that people are operating with, I don't feel that there's a lot of value being added, which is why I decided to give away all my secrets for free, so that y'all guys can grow something of your own. And yeah, that would genuinely make me happy, because um in terms of work, everything is going well. I'm serving a few international clients. I am working with more people. I'm trying to scale a few more YouTube channels, right? So work wise, everything is well. It is just that I also want to have a sense of purpose when I do this. Working with people who haven't established something of their own, I think helping these guys would make me a bit more happier. I want to be that guy who takes people from 0 to 1, because that brings a lot of thrill and joy in my life, right? So I'll give you an exact strategy that you can copy and paste it and achieve the same results that I did. Because whenever a person starts a YouTube channel, they are not very strategic with how to approach things, right? So my say is that whenever you start a YouTube channel, always try to have a strategic point of view, as in what niche do I want to create content, how should I approach it, how should I script these videos, how should I edit them in the most minimal and effortless way possible, so that I can sustain it for a longer period of time, right? So yeah, cool, let's get started. So now I feel I have been yapping for a while, and a lot of times when you see these gurus, they'll tell you that they've worked with a lot of mainstream creators, they have grown their XYZ and XYZ channels, and they have earned crores and millions of rupees, and they'll just try to incentivize you to somehow buy the course. But when it comes to asking them for their source, when you ask them for their YouTube channels, or when you ask them what creators have you worked with, they'll be like, hey, trust me, bro, because I cannot reveal anything in front of you. I want to keep it super private. I don't want a lot of competition. That is the amount of garbage, or that is what they sell to other guys, right? So whenever, pro tip, whenever you are trying to buy something from someone, always try to identify the source, as in, is this person genuine enough, or is he somebody who's trying to pretend to be someone and just try to earn money from me? I mean, intention matters the most. If the other person talks about adding value, if the other person is talking about strategy, growth, and things like that, I would rather trust that guy as compared to somebody who's just talking about money and flexing about his life, right? So in order for you to identify whether if the person is legit or not, you should always understand what the source is, and where this person is coming from, and what he has done back in the day, to arrive at this point, right? So I am not just somebody who's creating this piece of content out of thin air, or who has consumed content from the articles and just copy pasting it and trying to share with you guys, right? My knowledge comes from tons of clients that I've served, and it comes through practicality, right? Yeah, and also bear me, because this is my first video, so you guys are going to hear a lot of ums and ahs, because I am pushing myself out of my comfort zone, and because my intention is to add value. Because one of my friends told me that, hey, you don't need to be perfect, and I was like, no, bro, I have to be perfect. I need to cater in the best way possible. And he gave me a simple anecdote. He told me that, imagine you're a doctor, and if a patient is suffering from cancer and you have the cure to it, would you be worried as in how you should speak to that guy, or would you rather put all your energies in just serving that guy? And that was just a breakthrough moment for me. I don't want to sound an expert, I just want to cater a lot of value, and I'll just quickly give you a brief as to who I was back in the day. So I'll quickly tell you my story so that I can build that trust, and you all guys can understand who I am and what I've done, right? So I remember COVID was at its peak, and I was in my final year of VMS, and I decided that, hey, I don't want to do a regular 9 to 5 job, and I would rather want to work in this YouTube industry. But that being said, I did not have any connects in this industry, and I asked my pa that, pa, I want to build a career in this YouTube industry. And he was like, cool, go ahead, you can do whatever you want. I don't have any connects in this industry. You are free to do whatever you want, but you have to build things on your own. Don't expect me to help you in this domain, because even if he wanted to help me, he had no connects and I did not want to bother him, right? And from the moment I woke up till the moment I went to bed, I just started applying for jobs right, left, and center. And I just cold emailed a lot of YouTubers to hire me. But it doesn't work that way. Why would somebody hire me if I have no idea how this thing works, right? And I am a management student graduate and I was aspiring to get into media, right? Now, I'm not saying it is that difficult, but people would be upfront in taking media professionals as compared to taking me, right? And I kept on applying for jobs online, and I also emailed a lot of YouTubers, but it quite did not work out. So my mom said to me that, hey, you should just get a random job. And I wasn't willing to buy that, because I feel that if you genuinely aspire to have something and if you stick towards it, the universe is rewarding enough. It just tests you initially. When you try to conquer something, the universe will test you. But when it sees that, hey, this guy is dedicated enough, it will automatically open the doorways towards what you are trying to achieve, right? That is what I feel. That is a subjective thing that I've observed, right? So, strategically, I was just mailing YouTubers, applying for jobs, and nothing happened. And I got super depressed, and I was like, hey, I have to do something about it, because I don't want to rot in a 9 to 5 job which I don't like. I would hate that and I would kill myself, right? So yeah, I thought about this thing, and I found that I had to approach things in a very strategic way, and I have to approach these YouTubers with a strategy, because the ordinary boring stuff isn't working for me, right? It sounded too simple, and deep down I knew that people would reject me, because who the fuck am I, right? I am a nobody to them, not even a background in media, and I want to work under them, and I don't know stuff. I want to just learn from them, right? So I finally came up with a plan. I decided that, hey, since it is lockdown and I have a lot of time in my hands, I figured that I should rather create content on things, and then when I have some traction on my page, I'd rather then pitch other YouTubers that, hey, please hire me. So here's my best friend Dhruv. I secretly managed to go out even in times of lockdown with him, and bought a cheap ring light and a cheap microphone for myself. And here's Rashid Bhai, super popular. Shout out to you, because he promoted me when I did not even start my YouTube channel, right? So I came back home, and back in the day I was a nerd and I used to read a lot of self-improvement books. So I thought, hey, I think I can create content that is attached to book summaries, because hey, I'm reading so much and probably that would come the easiest to me. So I started creating content, and initially when you start talking to camera, you are a bit awkward and you don't know how to speak. I mean, now I know how to communicate ideas, but in terms of confidence, I'm still building my confidence. So I must have created 10-20 book summary videos, and I realized that, hey, I think these 3 videos that I created were, I think, good enough for me to pitch it to other YouTubers. But just being a beginner, I realized that I think people might not address me well. So what I did was I ran Google ads on those 3 videos and bumped up the views. Like, for example, the videos only had 20-30 views that were my relatives, my friends, and my family. So I bumped up the views from 20 to 2,500 or 2,000 views for all 3 videos, right? And then I started pitching book summary YouTubers that, hey, I am just a beginner, but see, the amount of views received on my videos are more. Even though I have less subscribers, but I know how to hold people's attention for a really long period of time, and I think I can add a lot of value to you. I think I pitched something like that, right? And the moment that I started pitching YouTubers, in my head, I knew that somebody would hire me because I was coming because I was approaching it through a strategic perspective, right? That was my whole end game and the only way to get into this industry. And I think I wasn't delusional. I knew that somebody would hire me, right? So yeah, finally, the number one book summary channel, Seeken, hired me, and he told me that hey, that he would be interested in working with me and he would want to hire me. So yeah, I went there. I served him for 3.5 years and I managed his team. I grew his personal YouTube channel from 25,000 subscribers to around 300K subscribers, his personal brand. Then I started managing his faceless YouTube channel, which at the time I feel had 2.8 million subscribers, right? Currently it has 4 plus million subscribers, right? So yeah, then I served him and his team for 3.5 years. And later I realized that, hey, I want to serve more YouTubers, right? So I went out and started serving more YouTubers like Rewires, Life Gyan, Rewires Facts, Ye Book, and a lot of small scale channels because these guys wanted growth and I knew how to grow their channels and double down on the revenue aspect. In fact, I worked on a model where if I was able to double down the revenue, I would take a certain percentage of it. And with Seeken, he did share a percentage with me and made me a partner. And that was the most fascinating moment of my life, that hey, I'm not just an employee, but I am a co-owner while I still work there. And that just made me more confident in my ability, right? So after that, I realized that, hey, I worked with top creators. Now I also want to understand and learn how brands work, right? So I worked with a lot of brands like Godrej, Zivame, Delivery, and a lot of mainstream brands that were just growing and just getting started, right? God is very kind that I got an opportunity to talk with these guys and deliver results, right? After that, I realized that, hey, if I'm so good at what I do, I should also be able to scale my personal YouTube channel to 100K subscribers. And yeah, while I was working with mainstream brands, I started my faceless YouTube channel, and within 21 videos, I was able to monetize my channel, and within 45 videos, I was able to scale it to 100K subscribers. And after I scaled my YouTube channel, I just quit my second job that I had where I was working with brands. And I realized that, hey, I have also grown my YouTube channel. Now I want to enter the international market and work with a few international clients, right? So I did work with international clients, and I am still working with a few international clients. So basically, there's this company called as Pocket Creative, which is Singapore's number one real estate lead generation company. So there we generate leads for real estate agents through organic content, and I act as a general manager there. And yeah, on the side, I also help a few Western creators in terms of strategy, right? So yeah, that is what I have been doing. And now that I've qualified myself as an authority, I hope that you understand where I'm coming from, what my background is. And now that I have built some trust with you all guys, I wanted to address some objections that you might have, right? So a lot of people, when they are starting their YouTube channel, they feel that, hey, I am shy and I cannot show my face. I do understand where you're coming from. Not everybody is confident enough, which is why we start with creating faceless YouTube videos so that you don't need to show your face. You can just record your voiceover and create content and monetize that shit. You can also use AI voiceovers if you're not comfortable with your personal voice. Although I wouldn't advise that, I would want you to have your personal element with it, but if you're not comfortable, you can use AI voiceovers. Now some people might say that, hey, I don't want to invest on expensive equipment. Now my question to you is, if I was able to scale my YouTube channel from 0 to 100k subscribers without having flashy cameras, microphones, and things like that, what makes you think that you need expensive equipment? You know what? I heard Zishan's story that back in the day when he just started Seeking, what he used to do was he used to sit in his house alone all by himself, and he had bought a cheap microphone for himself, right? And he used to close everything, and in a banyan he used to sit down and he used to record very privately, right? That is how he started, without any expensive equipment, right? And if you see him currently, he has multiple offices, he has bought a beautiful house for himself, and he's doing pretty well for himself, right? So I think you all guys need to stop giving excuses. Also, a lot of people might say that, hey, I don't have a lot of technical knowledge. And trust me guys, you don't need a lot of knowledge, but all that you need is right information, which I'm going to give away all my secrets by the end of the video. So please stick till the end. So you don't need to have a lot of technical knowledge. I have simplified everything. Just wait till the end, right? A few might say that I am a working professional and I don't have a lot of time. My question to you is, who said that you need a lot of time? You know what? You can plan entire month's content by sitting on a Sunday for a couple of hours. And a lot of people don't realize that. It is super simple. It is just that you need to have systems in place, right? A few might say that I don't understand the YouTube algorithm. Trust me, it is not complicated, right? YouTube algorithm is nothing but people. Algorithm is not something that is complicated. Now there are two types of algorithm. The first one is the complex algorithm that operates on its own. That is the YouTube's algorithm. And the second algorithm is something which is called as people. If you create a piece of content that people like, the YouTube algorithm will automatically promote it. That is so simple. You all guys need to understand this. The next thing is, I don't know how to edit videos. Now, editing isn't a complicated thing, right? You don't need a lot of flashy transitions, SFX, and a lot of things like that. You just need to be able to communicate the ideas that you have. And you can easily watch a couple of videos on YouTube and it isn't complicated. Also, Instagram has this feature called as Edits app. It is super simple to use. So editing isn't complicated. You don't even need a laptop, right? The next thing is, I don't have enough time to be consistent, right? As I said earlier that you don't need a lot of time, but you need to plan things in a better way so that you are consistently able to upload for a really long period of time. Now a few people would say, I don't know how to research topic and get views. Some would say, I don't know how to create thumbnails. Also, I don't want to sacrifice on weekend, and can I start for free? And what if I pick the wrong niche? These are the basic questions that people suffer from. Now, in terms of researching the topic, it is not that complicated, right? I'll share with you ahead how to research topics and find videos that get a lot of views. I don't know how to create a thumbnail. As I said earlier, you don't need to create complicated thumbnails, right? You just need to watch a few videos, and you can hire thumbnail artists for very cheap, right? If you are not able to do something, you can hire folks. But in order for you to hire folks, you need to understand what do you need from the thumbnail, right? You should be able to communicate the idea that, hey, this is what I want from thumbnail. And I feel that strategy is a big part in creating thumbnails. It is not about how a thumbnail is made, but it is more about what do you want in your thumbnail, and that understanding, I think, would help you tremendously. Now, I don't want to sacrifice my weekends. Bro, if you're telling me that only by investing a couple of hours on a Sunday, you'd be planning for entire month's content, I think that you're fool, because you're not sacrificing your weekends. Rather, you are creating an additional source of income so that you just don't stay dependent on your job. And rather, my intention for you is to make YouTube as a full-time career rather than just sticking to a job that you're not very happy with, right? And yeah, you can definitely start for free. You don't need expensive equipment or high-tech camera or expensive microphone and stuff like that, right? And yeah, that is pretty much it. Because I do understand you working professionals in and out, right? And I'm not saying it based off subjective reasons. I can say that based off objective reasons, as I already have a thriving community of working professionals who are seeing massive results, right? So here's my YouTube community, and as you can see, all of these guys are working professionals who are trying to build an additional source of income while having their full-time job, because they know that their current job is uncertain. Now, job isn't a bad thing. I respect people who are serving to their family, who are earning their livelihood through job. But all that I'm saying is it doesn't hurt to build an additional source of income while you have your full-time job. And if somebody can dictate what time you should work, what you should wear, and when you should work, I think people don't appreciate it a lot. But I also understand that you guys have responsibilities, and a few people are stuck in this constant limbo because when the salary hits, they get super happy, right? But the happiness only remains for a day or two. After that, it is the normal as regular thing that you're constantly bored with, and you still have to do, and still have to wait for your next hit of dopamine when the next salary hits, right? I hope you're understanding what I mean when I say that a lot of people are just stuck in the salary cycle and the rat race, right? So as I said earlier, that here's my community, and a lot of people have been seeing a lot of results, right? So here's Shweta. She joined me, and she currently has 12,000 followers on Instagram, and she had started from scratch, and she was able to build it to 12,000 followers. And I'm super happy for her, right? Here's her YouTube channel, and she currently has 11,000 subscribers, right? So as I said, a lot of my community members see results not because they just want to monetize the shit. Everybody wants to monetize their channels, right? But they also have the right intention. They understand that in order for them to go viral, they need to understand the main principles that allow virality. It is as simple as that. If you focus on views and subscribers, you'd never go viral. Always focus on controllables like writing better scripts, editing better videos, creating high CTR titles and thumbnails, optimizing the videos, and a lot of important things that are in your control. So when you flip your mindset from just going viral on YouTube to understanding how things work, you instantly start seeing results in front of your eyes, right? Similarly, here's my another student. His name is Ujjwal, and he's a IT professional, and he wanted to build something additional of his job, right? So he created his YouTube channel, and I mean, he knew things about how to grow on YouTube, but nothing seemed to work, because a lot of times people think that they know something, but in reality, that is just their subjective thing, that they feel that they know stuff. But when it comes to objectivity, when it comes to seeing result in front of eyes, they don't see a lot of results, right? Because consuming 50 100 videos, buying courses, and feeling that you know stuff is a different thing. But when it comes to doing and when it comes to genuinely seeing results on an objective basis through statistics and analytics, I think they both are different things, right? And I feel that these types of insights can only come when you have actually worked with a lot of creators who are super huge in their domain. Because when you work on big YouTube channels, you understand things quickly, because the more people that have subscribed to you and watched your content, the more data and analytics you have to understand what people are liking and not liking, right? So he created his first piece of content, and I think it got around 16,000 views and 11k views and 10k views, right? And as you can see that this guy has only posted 19 videos, right? And to be able to get views of these sorts, I think that is amazing, right? And also, this is an informational domain where views are a bit difficult to get, because people would love to scroll random funny brainless dumb content as compared to learning something new. So yeah, this makes me super happy. Now there are tons and tons of testimonies, and the above are just few, and trust me guys, these working professionals are not experts, and some even have no idea how things work. They come to me and start from scratch and build their YouTube channels without any technical expertise, expensive equipment, and huge upfront investment. Now the question here is, how do they do that, right? And it is pretty simple. It took me 5 years, 6 YouTube channels, half of my salary being invested in those channels, no socializing, working on weekends, and getting exploited by clients, and squeezing each and every ounce of my being into delivering great results for my clients. But since you decided to invest your time here rather than wasting it on scrolling some random reels, I'll give away all my secrets for free. So the step 1 is strategic favor by YouTube algorithm. Now it is very simple, right? Whatever niche you pick, you are bound to have competitors. Go subscribe to 100 competitors, observe what has been working well for them, recreate the videos that had worked well for your competitors. Don't copy, add a personal twist. Now, when I started managing content for rewires, I would suggest topics that could go viral, right? And one of my suggestions became one of the top performing videos on his channel. And how did this happen, right? See, I already told you earlier, whatever niche you pick, you are bound to have competitors. Go subscribe to 100 competitors, observe what has been working well for them, and recreate the videos that have worked well for the competitors. Don't just copy, add a personal twist. In Rewire's case, I found one of his competitors' video blowing up, right? And here's the video. The video has around 4 million views. I think initially it had gotten, I think 1.5 or 2 million views, right? And I immediately knew that if we create or recreate this same piece of content, it would work well on Rewire's channel, right? So yeah, when I saw this video, I instantly knew that this video would go viral on our channel, because he was our competitor and he had the same audience as we did, right? But the unfair advantage that we had over him is that he had a subscriber base of 36,000 subscribers, and we had a subscriber base of 2 million subscribers, right? So by default, we were bound to overpower him in views. And plus we knew that the audience likes this video because his video reached to millions of people, still being a comparatively smaller channel. But as I said earlier, we do not copy, we steal. Which means I got a basic framework of this video, title and thumbnail. But I needed to repackage it in such a way that people perceive it as fresh. Now to repackage and rebrand it, I remember Andrew Tate was blowing up and he used to make those hand signs and gestures, and he still makes those hand gestures. So I thought that why not use him in the thumbnail and add a few more celebrities to get more clicks, and boom, it worked and became one of the most viewed videos on his channel. As Pablo Picasso says, that good artists copy and great artists steal. Which leads us to step 2, which is cognitive retention through engaging scripts. Now the question here is, how do you write scripts that are super engaging, that retain the audience attention for a really long period of time? And as I said earlier, it is not that complicated. By adding researches, examples, facts, numbers, personal experiences and stories, right? That is pretty much it, right? And my personal channel blew up following the above strategies, right? And one of my videos got 22 million views, and here's the social proof of it. It has gotten 22 million views, right? But the question here is, it can be a fluke. And you might ask me that, do you have any more evidence showing that if more of my videos have gone viral, right? And yeah, here's more social proof for you, because as I said earlier, the source is the most important thing. Here's 22 million, here's 6.7, here's 6.5, here's 6.6, right? So yeah, that being said, Yebook's monthly revenue was tripled down following the exact strategies that I spoke before, right? And it is clearly evident that when more of your videos go viral, the amount of money that you're currently making is by default going to increase, because more views equals to more ads equals to more revenue, right? So Yebook's monthly viewer graph improved massively, and that enabled him to triple down his monthly revenue, right? But the question here is, how did I do it? And I just wanted to say that I already mentioned this earlier. You add researches, you add examples, you add facts, you add numbers, you add personal experiences and personal stories, and that is how you create engaging scripts, right? Which clearly leads us to step 3, which is alchemy of high CTR titles and thumbnails, right? Now for titles, always use words that are less than 60, because I'm not the one who's propagating this idea, because it is world's #1 YouTuber, Mr. Beast, that is propagating this idea. And I think he knows way much more about YouTube than any of us, right? So following his advice would not be detrimental to us, right? The next thing is, ask a question in the title and answer it in the video. Also, use celebrities, companies, businessmen, and famous people in your thumbnail for high CTR. Because let's be honest, people initially, when you're creating content, nobody is interested in what you have to say. But if you clickbait a particular celebrity like Ambani, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, or a particular actor like Leonardo DiCaprio, or somebody in that domain, people would be willing to watch what you have to say, because you've clickbaited these people, as compared to just shoving in your personal agenda. Also, use capital words to emphasize more, right? Now, here's an example from one of my clients' channel, where we ask a simple question that, how can you become rich by taking a loan? And we answered that in our video. As you can clearly see it, here we asked a question, how to become rich by taking a loan, and we answered it in the video, and the video has probably gotten 2 million view on a finance related video, right? And that is just amazing. Similarly, as I mentioned earlier, use celebrities, companies, businessmen, because nobody is interested in you, but people are interested in famous people, right? So as you can see that a YouTuber named as Vedant Rusty, he clickbaited Kapil Sharma and got 1.1 million views. At that time, he wasn't getting tons and tons of views, but as soon as he started clickbaiting big famous personalities, his view ratio skyrocketed, right? Similarly, there's this channel called as Be Amazed. This is a Western channel, and he created a video about Anil Ambani, and it got around 10 million views, and that is insane. Also, when I mentioned that use capital words to emphasize more, I asked you to do that because capital words have the tendency to draw more attention. For example, how Indian gamers betrayed their audience. I have written this statement in 2 ways. Now you tell me which one directly grabs your eye attention. I know the second option seems more catchy to the eyes because it also has bold letters attached to the title. And let me tell you, bold letters have the tendency to grab more attention as compared to small case letters. So always try to highlight 1 to 2 words in your title by making them bold, right? Now, first of all, I'm super proud of you that you decided to invest your time in this valuable presentation as compared to wasting it on social media, just randomly and aimlessly scrolling. And I'm just super happy that you decided to invest your time in something valuable. And a big congratulations to you on that. But I also wanted to say that, hey, this is just the tip of the iceberg, and there's so much more to this YouTube algorithm game that you need to understand. Now, I promise you one thing, that even if you don't watch any video on YouTube, I would advise you to not watch any videos, but the things that you've currently learned, just try to implement 50% of the things that I've said, and you will clearly see the numbers flash in front of your eyes. Because this information that I'm giving to you has not come from some random article that people just copy paste and create videos around. It has come from practical experience, right? And I've put my heart and soul into giving away all the best secrets so that y'all guys can use or have the maximum benefit. Let me just quickly, yeah, sorry for that. My battery was super low. If you're looking for help to grow your YouTube channel in the fastest way possible, I think you can have a consultation call with me. And here are a few criterias that I look up to. I only work with super serious people because, as I said earlier, I'm not behind money, because the amount of money you give me isn't going to change my life, but it is going to add a lot of purpose. And my objective when I enroll somebody is very simple, that I want a great testimony from this guy, and that can only happen when I deliver insane results to that guy, right? I want to be that genuine, authentic guy who cuts through the competition by genuinely trying to add value to other people's life. And in the faceless YouTube automation industry in India, I don't think a lot of people are doing that. So the process is very simple. If you are somebody who wants to start a faceless YouTube channel, or even if you want to start a facecam YouTube channel and have no idea or understanding how to get started, you can book a free consultation call with me. And it is not a sales call. Guys, I'm telling you, I'm not one of those salesy guys who will try to pressure you and ask you to buy my stuff. I don't want you to buy my stuff just by pressuring. If you genuinely feel that I can add a lot of value to you, then only I would enroll you. So it is not me trying to push things your way. It is you trying to convince me that, hey, why should I get you into my community, right? So the free consultation call, just book the call. Fill out the form as thoroughly as possible, because a lot of the applications that come to me, I immediately reject them, because if you don't put in effort, and if I don't see effort, I'll not get on a call with you, because I'm not charging you anything for it. And that is pretty much it. If you feel that you need help in terms of growing with your YouTube channel, and if you are a working professional who wants to build an additional source of income in the right direction, there's a link in the description that you can click and book a call with me. And we'll figure out if we are a perfect match or not. If we are, I'll get you enrolled. If we are not, I'll probably connect you to somebody or give you a video that might benefit you, right? So it is a non-salesy, non-pressure free call where I try to understand and discover where you are currently at, what you are trying to do, and are we a perfect match for each other or not. That is what the call is for. So that is pretty much it for this video. Don't subscribe to the channel if you don't find this video super informative, or if you don't derive value from it. Please don't subscribe. Only if you derive value, then maybe you can subscribe, and also drop in a comment, because I've put in my heart and soul into this presentation and giving away all my secrets, right? So just comment something that you feel about this video, and that would make me feel a bit better for the efforts that I've invested for you guys and given things away for free. So see you and peace out.